Hey guys, and welcome back to my second video. My kids are asleep and my husband is taking a nap before work, so this is quiet time and mommy time, so thumbs up for that. I decided today that I would make a video about me so you could get to know me a little better. So I was born in Indiana, and since I was 3 I lived in Indianapolis. After that my mom decided to move to Kentucky. So I went from big city to the hills and hollers. From 3 to 4 years old I went to preschool, and I remember way back then asking mom almost every day if there was school tomorrow. I bet my mother was annoyed with me. My mom and dad was separated pretty much my whole life. There were times when they got together, and then I honestly, I was a little kid, I didn't know much. I specifically remember in first grade, we moved back to Indiana with him. That was when I got my chicken pox. And to be honest, I loved those oatmeal baths. It smelled so good. I don't remember exactly how old I was. I remember acting like a dog. It was pretty bad. I would chase cars, and someone actually pulled in mom's driveway to knock on her door and tell her, "Ma'am, your daughter is chasing my car and I'm just so scared I'm gonna run over her." And to be honest, I was like, if I just moved my hand a little closer to the road, I would be in the road. So that was not it's a good story to tell people, I guess, to make them laugh. So I guess I should tell you that I have 3 brothers, 2 older, 1 younger, and they're all annoying in their own way. So I'm just not even going to go into detail about that unless somebody asks. I can't remember anything specifically that's interesting to tell you until 7th grade. Me and my mom's relationship wasn't that good, which I'm not going to go into detail about that because I do not like being negative. It's from 7th grade until I was 18, 19 years old. We just really never got along. We butted heads. Like when we live together, we just cannot live together. But when we're separated, like when we don't live with each other, we're good. We have a decent relationship. It's not a healthy relationship, but I'll take whatever I can, you know. I know I got picked on a lot in school, in grade school and high school. Like I was constantly picked on. I got hit in high school for no apparent reason, like punched in the face 3 times by this girl. I had no idea who she was. I never seen her before, and she harassed me throughout the years in high school, and I got called names, and I was the kind of girl that you would see in high school, like holding onto her books and walking silently through the hallways and not talking to anybody. I was that loser. So when I was 16 years old, something really traumatic happened to me in my life, and I'm not going to go into detail about that either unless somebody asks. But anyways, that happened, and I got so 16 years old, I moved in with my older brother, which he lived just right down the road, about 5 minutes away, if that. But that's where I met Brian, and Brian is he was my brother's best friend. Like they would go out a lot. He's my husband, by the way. But he always looked out after me, especially if I do something stupid. He was always there. He never took advantage of me. He kept his distance. He never made a move on me. And when I was 18, that's when he finally got the courage to even ask me out. And he's so adorable. So when I turned 18, I actually moved in with him, which he was right down the road also. Isn't that convenient? Everybody's just literally right down the road. But I lived with him and his brother, and he traveled a lot for a living. So I think around, I must have been about 19 years old. Yeah, 19 years old, me and Brian decided to move to Indiana. That's when I got pregnant with Autumn. And also we didn't really have that much stuff, so when we had an apartment, it was pretty much empty. And that was really nerve-wracking to me. Being pregnant, like I wanted to have a stable home for our child, and so I was debating everything, wondering what we were gonna do. It wasn't the best time to have a child, but you know, unexpected things happen in your life, and sometimes you just gotta grow up and deal with it, right? So around Thanksgiving, me and Brian decided to move back to Kentucky to get closer to my mom and his dad, because like I said, we were in an empty apartment and I just did not feel stable. So I wanted to be around family that I thought could help us, and so we could get on our feet better. We had Autumn in February, and I felt so blessed. I was one of those crazy moms that like always heard her crying when she wasn't crying. I would go and check on her every 5 minutes. I would wake up 5 times a night and she would be completely fine, but I was just like mommy mode all the way. I'm sure Brian thought I was weird. I mean, I thought I was weird too, but that's just mommy instincts. That's just what happens, I guess, after having a child. 3 months after having Autumn, I found out I was pregnant again. We really were motivated to get our life together. So Brian decided to go back to his job he had previously, which was where he traveled. He was gone a lot, so he missed a lot of the pregnancy. He wasn't there to find out the gender. It was very overwhelming for me because here I am with an infant and also carrying another child in my bed. Sometimes I feel like it's what had to be done. Other times I feel that maybe he should have stayed home and tried to find another job. I don't know. We were in such a tough position then. After Brian started traveling again, we finally saved up enough money to move to a better home where we weren't freezing in the winter. And Brian wasn't there for the move, sadly, so that was another stressful thing that I had to do by myself. I was really happy and thankful for where we moved. It was bigger and it was warm. I lost my child in the house. Not really. I mean, she was in the living room and very quiet, which, you know, how that scares a mom when your child is quiet, because normally they're up to something. She was just playing with the radio. She was okay. She was hiding in the corner. So March came along and I had our son Anthony. After having Anthony and Autumn and it just being me at home, and it was been me at home for quite a while. Brian would be gone from a month and a half to 2 weeks, you know, all the time. He would only get to stay at home for about a few days. That was really stressful on me, and it brought me down, and I ended up sinking into depression really bad, and I've already had anxiety. I even told Brian that this job would come between us, and he says he knows. So that put a lot of stress on us, and we went through a lot of issues in our marriage, but we figured it out, thankfully, and he found a job at home. It didn't bring in as much pay, but he was home. He was there to help. He was part of the family again, it felt like, and he was there when I needed him, because I didn't have no support at all. It felt like my mom would come in sometimes, but like I said, me and mom's relationship butting heads. Brian and I finally realized that money is a big issue, and thankfully when he was out on the road traveling, he got a job offer in South Carolina, and that's when we took the job offer, and it was kind of like his dream job. He really wanted to be in maintenance. Thankfully we both compromised and made a decision to move to South Carolina, which is like 6.5 hours away. It seems like it's been a really tough journey for me throughout my life to get where I am, but I am so thankful for where I am today and what is ahead. We're in a decent position now, which is amazing because we have been struggling so much. Even before we had kids, it seemed like it was a struggle on a daily basis to just be in a decent position. And here we are, South Carolina, decent job, making decent money, good benefits, happy home, happy kids, happy wife. So now me and Brian are looking towards our future and trying to make the best of it with paying off our debts, me starting college, moving closer to his work since we live an hour away. There are so many exciting things that are going to happen this next year for us. We stayed up all night trying to figure out what the best road would be to go, and we compromised for, I think it was 2 hours, and finally got on the same page. So I think that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to talk about or say. If there's anything that you're interested in knowing more about, comment it down below and let me know what you would like to see. And yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, thanks for watching, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video.